Okay. Okay, I'll share my screen. Okay. One more thing later. Last class we have done till amcent, right? Last class we had completed the amcent. Did we start with the concrete? Just select a question and then type the answer. Did we start concrete? Did we start with concrete? amcent was done, right? Did I complete with the amcent? Hello? Are you all there? Or am I audible or not?
Yes, ma'am.
amcent is done. I think it's done. Concrete, did we start with concrete? Hmm? Array. 57 participants are there. 58, but can't you people tell me this much?
I was absent, ma'am.
Then you don't need to say, but those who are present, they can say, na? कोई नहीं बोलेगा? Then how I'll start? Tell me.
Ma'am,
Hmm? Hello?
Can you send your PPT after this class?
I'll send you the notes, don't worry. I'll not send you the. I will see whether I send you the PPT or not. I'll send you the PDF also.
No, ma'am, I need this also, you know.
Yeah, this only I'll share in PPT form. Okay. Concrete we started or not? amcent we had completed. Concrete. I just need to know this answer.
not started.
Why so late you people are in replying? In chat box all are writing. Last just now I have seen. Last class with the program. Okay, thus Amson was completed. Now we'll come to the concrete portion. This is your concrete next material which we were discussing about different materials in the first unit. So we had done with the cement, then emulsions, then now we are coming to the concrete. This is another material which is your concrete. Okay, so what is a concrete? You obviously know, being a civil engineering, from now you are in fourth semester, I think you already know what is concrete. So this is for simple understanding. Like concrete, it has what? Cement, fine aggregates, coarse aggregates, water, and air will be there only. Okay, these things, 11% of your cement, fine aggregate must be 26%, coarse aggregate 41%, and your water 16%, in air will be there 6%, which you can expel also. Okay, so next is your manufacturing. Hello, somebody was telling something over. Let me show something. Okay, now today we'll be talking about the concrete. So this is your before going to, now you know what is your concrete. Concrete, so you know what is it? Is a mixture of your cement, fine aggregate, coarse aggregate, water, right? So how we, there are various stages of your manufacturing of the concrete, right? So what are those? Those are your batching, mixing, transporting, placing, compacting, curing, and lastly your finishing. Okay, one more thing. Metal testing. 1 minute, let me share the link. This. Hmm. Okay, so what we have, we'll be talking about the manufacturing of the concrete, how it is done, how we do the concrete mixtures prepared for your construction. So firstly, first step is what? Your batching. From all these various steps is till the finishing part, we have the batching. Wait 1 minute. Okay, so what is our first step in the manufacture of concrete? Is your batching. Now what do you mean by batching? Batching is the process of measuring concrete mix ingredients by either mass or volume. Okay, so by either your mass or by volume, so which will, and then introducing them into the mixture. Okay, to produce concrete of uniform quality, we will have your uniform quality. Then we have the ingredients must be measured accurately for each batch. Okay, so batching is nothing but the mixing of the, you're measuring and then mixing of the ingredients by either volume or by weight. Okay, there are two methods of batching. Okay, oh, somebody is waiting in the lobby. Okay, admit. Okay. Okay, so batching is this. Batching is the process of measuring all those concrete mix ingredients by types, which is your by either you can batch them by volume or by weight. So what is your batching? Sorry, batching we have said. Now what is your volume batching? Volume batching means this method is generally adopted for small jobs, and we use here gauge boxes. Okay, we use the gauge boxes and which are used for measuring the fine and the coarse aggregates. Okay, Why others are joining, leaving, joining, leaving, asking for? Okay. So the volume of the gauge box is equal to the volume of one bag of cement. Okay. So the gauge box which you are using for measuring the fine and the coarse aggregate is your what? The volume in the volume of the box, which is equal to your volume of one bag of cement. Okay. So now you may ask that what is this gauge box? So your gauge box is nothing but your this one. This is your gauge box. Okay. This is not bow. Okay, this is box. Gauge box are also called as farmers. They can be made of timbers or steel. These can be made of timbers or steels. They are made generally deep and narrow. Bottomless gauge boxes are generally avoided. Okay, obviously bottomless will be avoided. Okay, generally they're avoided. Why? But if you have any problem, you can also use the bottomless one. Bottomless means suppose you have a very you have a floor where you want to mix your you where you want to do the batching part. So you have the proper floor for which you from which you can directly take up your concrete. So you can mix here on the gauge box without the bottom portion. So that from there when you raise this up, this box, when you raise this up, what will happen? When you're raising this, already those mixture will be on your floor. From there itself you can take. But Sanju Taku, I think your mic is on. Okay, so the bottom portion, but generally we use keeping this bottom portion also, this gauge boxes. Okay, so while filling the gauge boxes, the material should be filled loosely, no compaction is allowed. Since we are batching, right? Batching means what? We are measuring the ingredients of your concrete for which you are going to prepare, with the help of which you are going to prepare. You are measuring those materials together and then mixing here. So you don't need to do you if you shake it from up to down, what will happen? It will get compacted. Your concrete will get compacted, and you whose mic is on? Max Marine Bum. Yeah. So what will happen? This concrete is there when you do the up and down shake. Here, if you shake this box here, because it will give some more space for your filling the ingredients, which will obviously not give you your appropriate and the proper measurement. Okay, because this box is a measure, it has a volume of what? Because this one first part we are doing what? The volume batching. How we do the volume batching? This with the help of this gauge box. So we don't compact the materials here. Okay, we compact it loosely so that it will gives us the proper measurements of the volume. Okay, next we have our weight batching. Weight batching is what now? Two types of batching were there, which is volume batching and the weight batching. Now weight batching by weight is more preferable to volume batching. Why? Because it will give you more accurate results. Okay, more accurate measurements, because by weighting you will know how much weight this is. But by volume, your volume may change. Your volume will be different for your aggregates, for your cement, for your fine, for your four coarse aggregates. Okay, so when you do the weight batching, it will give you your more accurate proportions. Okay, mixing of the accurate proportions of your materials. Okay, it does not have uncertainties associated with bulking. Yes, so its equipment falls into three general categories. Okay, now when you are doing weight batching, when you are doing this weight batching, what will happen? You have your there are three categories for weigh batching. How you do the weigh batching? Like for volume batching, you use the gauge box, but here there are three categories by which you weigh the materials for weigh batching. Okay, that is manual, semi-automatic, and fully automatic. Now, what is your manual? This is your manual batching, where all your weighing and batching of concrete are done manually. Okay, manual means in here with the help of all this coarse aggregate, fine aggregates, and cements, you will be manually batching it. It is for small jobs. Okay. Next was your semi-automatic. In case of semi-automatic batching, the aggregate beam gates are opened. Okay. The aggregate beams are opened by manually operated switches and gates are closed automatically when the material has been delivered. This system also contains interlock which prevents charging and discharging. So you see here, when we were doing this is a batching uh, this thing na equipments are here. So what we do, this manually we operate here, all those things here, a person will be there, from here to here he will be mixing, okay. But in semi automatic what happens, this is the these are the operators here. This can be your cement, this can be your aggregates, these things, you are pulling here, then here it is mixed here. So it is semi automatic. Why? Because when you are batching here, mixing here, what happens, your these gates are open manually from with manually, those whoever is here, he will open the gate, and your this aggregate, these things will fall from here, and gates are closed automatically when the material has been delivered. All materials, when it comes out, it will get closed by itself, okay. So this is semi automatic, because while opening you do manually, but while closing it closes by itself when materials are shifted totally. Okay, now you have another one which is fully automatic batching. Okay, fully automatic way batching, which is in case of automatic batching, the materials are electrically activated by a single switch and complete autographic records are made of the weight of each material. Now, this when it is fully automatic, what happens? Everything is done automatically. That is, your mixing, your there will be switches. Okay, with the help of one switch only, you can do what, you can weight the metal this much of fine aggregate, this much of coarse aggregate, and again it will, the batching plan comprises of 2, 3, 4, or 6 compartment beans of several capacities. Over the conveyor belt, the weigh batches discharging are provided. Okay, why it is not, okay. Below the beans, over the conveyor belt, the weight batcher discharging are provided below the beans. Okay, here fully automatic, you understood, everything will be automatically done with the switch. Mixing will be done, weight will be taken of those materials of the required for the concrete, and then they will be mixed together here, and with the help of switch again it will open, and how much is required delivered, they'll deliver again this much quantity you want, this much quantity will be delivered with the conveyor belt. Okay, so this was your way batching. Then we have next step in the manufacture of concrete. We were talking about the manufacturing of concrete, right? So the first step was what? The first step was your batching. Batching was what? Batching was measuring the ingredients which you are wanting for your concrete, which are your cement, fine aggregate, coarse aggregate, water. Okay, when by default your air is present for 6%. Okay, so the first was batching. Then we have the next step after batching is done, you will do the mixing. Batching was what? The measuring the ingredients. Okay, measuring the materials which are required for concrete. Now next is your mixing. The mixing should be ensured that the mass becomes homogeneous, uniform in color and consistency. Mixing is done so that you can, at this stage, at this step, what you do, the consistency, we will check the consistency, we will be mixing the measured with the better proportion, with the required proportion, the amount of materials which we have gathered, we will now mix them either by hand mixing or by stationary mixers or by ready mix concrete. There are three types of methods of mixing the concrete, which is by hand mixing, but with the help of shovels you can do hand shovels, and or you have the stationary mixers with you, or it can be a ready mix concrete. Okay,
Ma'am,
now,
hello.
hello.
In hand mixing, how can we, calculate the air percent that it should be a 6% and all?
No, 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 no. This is mixing portion. In the batching portion only, your the amount or the quantity of materials you require is gone. But this was the percentages which I showed you. That was not exactly, but approximately. And your when you are mixing a concrete, when you are preparing a concrete, you are using cement, coarse aggregate. See, when you have taken cement, you are taking the coarse aggregate. What will happen? When you mix this to cement, water, and your coarse aggregate, what will happen? You will have voids due to those coarse aggregates mixed with the cement. So to fill those voids, what you need, you will need your fine aggregates like sand, M sand, or normal sand, natural sand. So for filling those voids, what will happen? You will require the fine aggregates. Then what happen? Water is mixed, but the approximate percentage of air. Why I said, because naturally only by default you will have those here, because obviously whether you're mixing with your hand, whether you're mixing with your stationary mixers, ready mix concrete, whatever it is, what will happen, there will be some percentage, minimum percentage, like 2 to 3% of air will be present in your concrete mix. However, whatever you do, when you, because when you have already mixed your concrete, now your time is to shift, transport it, then again you will have, you will transport, because what were the methods of manufacturing? Batching, mixing, transporting. Then what you will do, you will place them. After transporting to the site, you are going to place them, then you are going to compact, right? So before that, when your compaction is, obviously you cannot give 100% of compaction, you cannot see the airs present in your concrete mix. You will try to give compaction because you want to remove the those 6% airs also, but somewhere or the other you will have 1% at least, you will have the air inside that, because you will be, as compared to your mix proportion, or how much quantity you are using. Okay, so your question was like, when we are mixing hand mixes, how you will know 6%? So 6% is just a approximate portion. Whether you mix with hand, whether you mix with stationary mixers, you will always have a some amount of the very less amount of your air present, and that's why we do the compaction, so that your air percentage is reduced. Okay, the air present inside your mixture is reduced, so that it does not provide any voids inside your concrete. Okay, then next is what, see, these are the methods. So now the coming to your hand mixing, these are your hand mixing methods. Mixing ingredients of your concrete by hands using ordinary tools like these shovels. Okay, this type of mixing is done for less output of concrete. When you mix, obviously, like
Ma'am,
as you,
and
yeah.
hello.
Hmm.
That is given in the picture also. That like that. I also done like that. But we didn't consider any air composition there.
That's what I'm telling. Air composition, you don't have to mix the air. Air will by naturally it will enter, because when you're mixing here, right? You're mixing here. Obviously, you will mix here. This is concrete form. Now you will be transporting to your site. Then what will happen? While transferring also, your, until and unless you compact your concrete, there will be air presence. You cannot see with your eyes those air bubbles or air spaces, air which is present. This air, when you mix and you place in your slab or concrete, slab or your beams or your columns, what will happen, you do the compaction, right? Compact, when you put the concrete in your slab, you compact it, so that there is no air present. But by default, some or the other one, a very less amount of air is present, which is not visible to your eyes, and you don't give that composition, like, because it is naturally there present. Okay,
Okay, okay, got it
you,
point.
yeah,
Okay.
you cannot say that 6% rather than 6% only. Don't think that I have mentioned those percentages, that's why you will be giving 6%. You don't have to give that 6% of air, that will come by
O-
naturally only.
Okay,
Okay,
but that means, ma'am, if you know that cement is good compact, then we can consider it there would be a good percent of airs and all.
are no, if you compact, your compaction is very good, there will be no air bubble, sorry, the air voids, it will be very
Wait,
less.
okay, okay, yeah, yeah. That
if you
it
if
should
you're
be
if
now
you're
how.
if you don't compare, you just use this concrete which you have mixed here, you just pour on your slab, or your slab construction, what will happen, airs voids will be present there, and जितना number of तुम्हारा air voids होगा उतना ही it is less strong, क्योंकि जितना compact होगा, your concrete is more compact, your concrete is more strong, that means, क्योंकि like अगर तुम्हारा क्या बोल, if you, if like हम लोग जब ग्रुप में काम करता है, you want to break a stick, it will break quickly, but if you combine so many sticks together, it will be strong enough, it cannot be broken, right? When you use so many sticks together in a bundle, you cannot break together. So because why, there is a combination, and there is a this all the sticks which we are taking together in a bundle, they are together, there is no air between them, there is no space between them, that's why they cannot be, they are more stronger than the two or three loosely holded sticks together. Okay, so in the same way, when
The
you
point,
hold
sir.
together, when you hold together something very closely together, that means when you have cohesion, you hold together all the materials together, there is no air, obviously your concrete is going to be strong enough. So that's why we do compaction after pouring your this thing, your concrete in your slab. Oh god, it's going to complete it now. Okay, this was your hand mixing. Then next was your stationary mixtures. Okay, so now concrete is sometimes mixed at job site. क्योंकि okay, in a stationary mixture having a size of 9 cubic meter. This mixtures may be of tilting type and non-tilting. Just like we just saw just now, these are the two types. Like tilting type is this. This can be tilted. Okay, and on the construction site itself, your mixing is done. Okay, after batching, these quantities are mixed here in the tilting type or non-tilting. The non-tilting means it is cannot be tilted. You have to take your concrete from the tilt from this okay mixture itself. But for your this one, what is this called? When you're mixing with hand, you are using simply you can give the measured proportion, and then you can mix with your manual operators like your shovels etc with anything you want. Okay, then we have stationary mixers. There are two types: stationary, tilting, non-tilting. Tilting is what? It consists of a conical drum, which it is you have already seen these things in your street, I guess. It has only one opening, okay, from where this mixture is tilted, and then you pour, and then you go to the construction floor, and then you use those concrete. The drum charge directly and discharge by tilting the reversing the drum. This you people understood easily. Now non-tilting type, the mixing drum is cylindrical in shape and revolves to horizontal axis. Okay, it has opening on both sides. This side also it has opening, this side also it has opening. The ingredients are charged in from one opening. For discharging concrete, is introduced to other opening by operating a lever. Okay, there will be a lever which will help in operating. That means the mixed whatever you have mixed here to move them down, since it is not a tilting one. So we'll use some other methods like discharging will be done by introducing to concrete chutes are used. Okay. So next is your ready mix concrete. There was how many things? This one mixing was of hand mixing, which you already I showed you. Stationary mixtures, there are two types of stationary mixtures, which are tilted, non-tilted. Ready mix concrete is what? This is your ready mix concrete. Ready mix concrete is proportioned and mixed off at the project site and is delivered to the construction area in a freshly mixed and unhardened state. It can be manufactured by any of the following methods. There are two ready mixed concrete methods, which are centrally mixed or truck mixed concrete. Okay, which are on the site itself they are mixed. Okay, site में तो mix किया, but it will be delivered to the construction area freshly. Okay, यहाँ पे हम लोग बनाया and then we uh, the area na, this is the, suppose your this is the mixing is done here, and then your area of construction somewhere here, so from here to here you have to bring it. So freshly it is prepared here, and as soon as it is prepared, it is brought to the area of the construction. This is the site pura, this is the site, this is the mixing, centrally mixed concrete, or it can be mixed on the truck also. So there are two methods of ready mixed concrete. One more thing I want to tell you, I am not taking the attendance now. Please join in the link again. I'll be joining the link for taking the attendance. Okay, so when this ends, this meeting ends, join again on the same link. Okay, so ready mixed concrete can be done how? Either it can be centrally mixed or truck mixed. Centrally mixed concrete is what? Mixed completely in a stationary mixture. Like I showed you the stationary mixture, that will be mixed on the stationary mixture and will be delivered. Here it will be mixed with the help of that stationary mixtures which I showed you. It will be centrally supplied, okay, like with the help of these trucks, agitator trucks or a non-agitating truck. Okay, so agitator trucks are what? These, a vehicle carrying a drum or agitator body in which freshly mixed concrete can be conveyed from the point of mixing to that place of the drum, to that of placing the drum being rotated continuously to agitate the contents. Okay, so agitator is what? It will keep agitating as also at the simultaneously it will take your this concrete to the area of construction. Okay, what is the advantage of using this agitator truck? It will operate usually from central mixing plants. Okay, watch for timing of delivery. Should job organizations concrete crew and equipment must be ready on site to handle concrete.